Hey fellas, welcome back to Men Product Reviews, and in today's video, this will be more of an educational video than a grading or a review. Still kind of reviewing something, but this is more so for educational purposes. I want to go ahead and talk about the truth behind liquid butter, as you can tell from the title. So this liquid butter is actually from True North Beard Co. This is black flannel, so it's ice, citrus, and moss. This scent profile reminds me of the black ice little tree air freshener that you put in your car. That's exactly what that smell reminds me of. It's my favorite. So hands down, this is just my favorite, like all around favorite scent profile. But anyways, let's talk about why it's important to use a liquid butter, especially during these hotter months. So now we're getting into summer months, so depending on where you are, it's going to be very humid, very dry, but overall it's going to be hot. And with poured butters, they're usually made with a shea or cocoa butter, which they are solid at room temperature. However, if it is hot, you have to keep in mind it's in a package, it's in the back of a truck, it's being shipped around. So by the time it gets to you, it will more likely melt and then become gritty. There is a way around, or there's a way to get it back to like that creamy, that base, but then you have to either freeze it for so long and then put it in the fridge for so long and then take it out, put it on the counter so it gets back to room temperature. But that doesn't guarantee the consistency of it. I've had ones that end up being very clumpy, still kind of watery, even though it dried up, it's still very more watered down. So that is a downfall when you are getting like an actual poured butter. There's nothing wrong with poured butters. I think they're amazing. It's what I normally use. I have a ton back there. But now that we're getting into the summer months, I think I'm going to go with liquid butters. And also another thing with liquid butter is there's really no need for heating it up. You don't need to emulsify in your palms. It's already together in its liquid state. So there's not much that you would need to do extra. Kind of acts like a two-in-one. It, combines nourishing benefits, and it's a little bit lighter than a poured butter would be. Doesn't leave any greasy residue. Again, easy application. Like no emulsifying, so you wouldn't need to rub it together in your hands. That's how you break down the poured butter is, rubbing your hands. You're creating heat, so that's how you break down that poured butter. Whereas this, you just go ahead. I don't need a whole lot, right? Like 6 to 10 drops. And you feel that hydration on your skin and on your beard, so it's doing essentially the same thing that a poured butter would do. It's just making it a lot more convenient for you during these summer months. You don't want to spend like $20+ and then it ends up getting delivered melted, and then you have to, spend the next day or two trying to revive it, which some can go back to like that consistent creamy butter, but chances are it's not going to. It's going to be clumpy or gritty. Like I said, almost watery. So this one is from True North Beard Co. Again, black flannel reminds me of the black ice little tree air freshener. And so in here you're going to see shea nut oil, Abyssinian oil, golden jojoba oil, barrage oil, metafoam seed oil, sweet almond oil, and then avocado oil, fragrance blend, and then vitamin E. So you will see that shea nut, just not in a butter form. You're going to see it in oil form. So you still have the same ingredients you would, but it's already liquefied. So if you're interested, there's, a decent amount of companies that have liquid butters. I just really enjoy this scent a lot from True North. So yeah, now you know a little bit more. If you didn't know that, now you do know. I'm sure a lot of you have known that, but in case you didn't, here you go. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Until next time, have a good one.